Guys, just want to come on here today and break down a couple trades I took last night and yesterday afternoon. Overall, what I'm going to go over today is how you can play the market and its conditions. Today was a bit different of a condition. Right here, we were pretty balanced, right? All through here, just balanced. And then buyers and sellers stopped agreeing some point in here, somewhere down here to the right side, and they wanted to seek new value, and it looks like we're still doing that throughout today. But this whole move is just us trying to find new value where buyers and sellers can agree on. And it looks like we might have found some prior value right here that we're agreeing on. But this whole video is kind of going to be about how you can play your conditions of the market and kind of find patterns that are happening. That's the best way that I've found my trading style to work, is AMT and then just playing those conditions you're dealt. So kind of coming into the day, let's see, where did New York open? New York opened about here. I don't trade New York really. Sometimes I will. I'll watch it every morning, but most of the time I'm not trading it. It is just very volatile for my strategy, but not saying you can't. But anyways, coming up until we were not balanced anymore. Remember, this whole area is going to be balanced. This is balanced until it's not, and this move right here is telling us we're not balanced anymore. We're seeking something lower. So coming in the morning, I don't ever really have a bias, but I do look at the condition we're in to base how I'm going to trade. And it looks like we were balanced. We come out of balance, test value again right here, and then we end up rejecting value and coming down to the extreme of value. And it looks like we're just riding this all the way down here. Then we come back, we try to test value again at market open, and we reject. You could have taken a trade off of this right here. Probably would have lost just based off of stop loss placement, unless you had a huge stop loss. I mean, not big, but you could have taken something like that until you hit to the extreme of value. Something like this. But not what I was looking for. But kind of going into it is we're seeking new value right here. This is acting as our support, and then value area low of this developing profile is resistance at this point. So that's how I'm seeing the market until anything changes. So we come in, New York opens, hit value area low, we reject it. Sweet. You kind of expect that if that's how you're seeing the market. At least that's how I am. We come back up, we test value, we actually hit the developing POC, and we kind of chop around. No real aggressive buyers, no real aggressive sellers on the 5-minute chart. We'll go down to the 2-minute chart because that is where I take my executions. But you can see we're just kind of fighting like buyers and sellers, who's in control. So you definitely don't want to be trading this. But this right here, once we come out of value, and like I said before, value area high is still considered my resistance, and value, or the extreme of value, is considered support until something changes. Right here, this wouldn't be considered a change in the condition. I'd want to see us go maybe like something like this, like come out, retest, maybe hit the POC, and then come up, and then something like this. This would be a change in the condition. We didn't end up getting that, so there was no change in the condition. This is just a failed buyers and sellers. Sellers ended up winning. So in my head, I'm coming into this first trade right here. I'm like, okay, well, if our value area low is just resistance, then I'm going to look for my trade model, my entry, and I'm going to take my trade. That's really all I'm looking for. You could have taken it right here as well. This would have been a good entry. Nothing bad about this entry at all. Honestly, I think I just missed it. Wasn't looking at the chart too hard. You could have done something like that, put it at the high, and just taken profit when we did hit, and that would have been a pretty good trade. You would have got right there 1-9, almost 1-10 RR on that. But that's not what I was really looking for. I missed, honestly. But coming into this first trade, Value area low is still my resistance until proven otherwise. So all I did was I drew my fib right here because this is an unbalanced range now. We do have this unbalanced range above us right here, but we didn't want to come back up to it, and I really wasn't expecting us to come back up to it yet. What we got here? I wasn't expecting us to come up here, so not all trades need to be based off that. But anyways, we come in, draw my fib high to low, have this unbalanced area. Didn't end up getting the fib level, but I did know that our value area low is going to send us lower based on conditions. We've been doing it all morning, so why would it change right now? And if it does, it does. You can lose a trade, it doesn't really matter. But end up taking it on the flipping delta right here. Just throw my stop loss at the wick high and TP'd as soon as we hit the extreme of value. Overall, pretty solid trade. The only thing that could have made it better is if this area right here was balanced and then we did balance this. But at the end of the day, I took the trade, got a 1 to 13 RR. Not mad about that at all. Coming into this second trade, kind of the same scenario, you know. If we're going to continue being bearish, we're going to use value area low as resistance and then the extremist value of support. That's how it is, you know. We still have this unbalanced range coming into this next trade. Unbalanced up here. I didn't need to see us come up here, you know, as long as we find some sort of balance right here. We did balance this leg, I believe. Let's just see. So right here, we did balance this leg. So we didn't need to go higher than this. If we did, this would be the next entry target, but I didn't need it on this trade. So I drew my new high to low right here, fib, whatever. We ended up having that weird break, you know, we have every day. I feel like I've been finding my trades after that weird break every day, and it's just worked out almost every time. But with this trade, the only thing really different was we did end up hitting my fib levels. We had prior session or prior developing value area low right here. So that's another level that I'm looking for to send us lower. But we open, the profile is really small to start. We have aggressive buyers. And then as soon as we hit this fib level, we get aggressive sellers. Just telling us we don't want to go lower. We're still in that condition where we're moving like this, you know, using value area low and standard deviation -2 as support. So in my head, okay, well, we're still playing that same condition. Why would I change my model right now? But we get our entry off of the fib level, flipping delta, and we also tapped prior developing good night. We came into this, we tapped prior developing value area low, flipping delta, good little wick rejection. We were at this new profile's extreme of value also. Ended up taking it off the flipping delta and then just TPing at this low because this low was bound to get hit if we were still going lower. I didn't want to just TP right here. I did watch this trade to make sure we weren't pushing higher and wanting to go higher. If we did, I would have just TP'd probably somewhere around the POC, but ended up getting full TP on that one. And then these two, it's just really just the same trade idea, you know, right here. Oh, right here. We come down, right? We're writing the extreme of value and we're using value area low as resistance. We push back up into value right here. We fell to go higher. We push back down. The conditions the exact same. Nothing changed here except we tried to push up and we failed. So that's just telling me buyers are not winning at all today. Like, we're not going higher. We're going to go lower. Right here, honestly, this one, I did take it a little early. The flipping delta was there. It ended up stopping. The trade did play out. I honestly wanted to hold it lower, but since I didn't have that flipping delta, I just ended up TPing as soon as we hit the extreme of value. Like, my finger was on that X button, like we were closing that position. And then coming into this next trade, it's a little different, but exact same idea. We come out, we're trying to seek new value. Conditions still the same. Extreme support, value area low, resistance. We push up into value, just like we did here. We come up, we hit the POC this time actually, and we actually hit my fib level. And then we got a flip and delta with all these aggressive buyers, and then a flip and delta. We're failing to push higher. Why would we not go lower? Ended up taking this trade right here, just a 1 to 4.7 RR, a little smaller, just because I didn't want to see us go higher, and I wasn't watching this trade, so I just TP'd as soon as we hit value area low. Like, you could have held this trade until you hit the extreme of value, because that's how the market is moving. Like, that's literally just how the market moves. This is a great example of playing your condition and seeing the patterns happen. You know, I'll break it down one more time for you guys. Like, come in and do it. Coming down, push into value, reject, come back down. Try to push back into value again, reject. You know, we're using value area low as resistance still. That's the condition. Resistance, take your trades off there. Come up here, resistance, you know, taking it, resistance all the way down. Push back in to value, failed to go higher, come back, wait for your retest, your flip and delta, whatever your confirmations are, take your short, boom. Right here, come into value, we were in value, you know, I saw my flip and delta, I had a bunch of levels that made me confident in this trade winning. That's why I did take it at the POC. I normally don't trade the POC, but this one was just free, so why would I not take a free trade? But this video is just kind of like going over conditions and playing them. Like, you can see, we keep doing it throughout the night. We keep going lower, exact same thing. We're using the extreme as support and then value area low as resistance. We push back up into value. We failed to go higher. We come back down. Wait for us to tap back up at value area high. Wait for your confirmations. Take your trade. You could have shorted there if you really wanted to. Not the cleanest entry. You could have shorted there though, and TP'd right here. See, right here, we do it again. Come into value, boom, boom. Take your short. You would have probably got edged on your TP unless you were really watching this. Right here, this would be considered a changing condition. We push back at end of value, hit the POC, almost hit value area high, and then we hit the POC again as support. So the conditions changed. It looks like we're wanting to go higher. For now, the condition has changed, but overall, this is a beautiful day of playing your conditions. That is the only reason I took 4 trades today, but that is just like, I can't get any better than that playing these conditions. You know, we were balanced, unbalanced, failed to go into value, down, failed to go into value, down, failed to go into value, down, failed to go into value, down. You know, it just failed to go into value, it down. Like, we did not want to go higher all day and all night. So why would you try to go higher if the market's telling you something else? Overall, this video is just really hitting on conditions and how I see the market and how I play the conditions. But that's kind of it for you guys. I hope this video is very helpful. First time kind of doing a video like this. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully it was decent. Hopefully it makes sense to you guys. Go ahead and drop a comment. If you guys have any questions, I do have a free Discord. Go ahead and join the link in the description. It'll take you to all my socials and my Discord to give you free access to it. And I'm always in there, so feel free. There's a lot of information in there. There's lots to learn. But if you made it this far, there's a little sauce for you. Hope you guys have a great day, and hopefully you guys have a safe weekend. See you guys.